Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse outraged over XRP lawsuit and SEC litigation. XRP currently down 0.35% on the day. We just started the new candle, though. Yesterday, finishing a tad bit down 1.2%, but still holding strong above that 21 exponential moving average. If we get a break, then we'll have to pay more close attention to some downside. We're going to jump into the charts in this video as well. We'll look at the weekly, daily, 4-hour for XRP, and also lots to cover from last week. Breaking: Google taps Coinbase to bring crypto payments to cloud services. BNY Mellon, so Bank of New York Mellon, America's oldest bank, launches crypto services. That's great news. SEC rejects Wisdom Tree's application for spot Bitcoin ETF again. PayPal says policy to punish users for misinformation was in error. Was the policy in error, or was that email in error? Be careful about that social credit score out there. Blockchain games and metaverse projects raised $1.3 billion in Q3, according to DApp Radar. Now, obviously, if you're holding a bunch of altcoin gems and you're holding a bunch of metaverse and you're holding a bunch of crypto games, we have not seen the gains in those games yet, but we'll cover this as well. All of that in today's video. Hey, what's going on? My name is Ryan Huggins, and I'm a crypto and real estate investor here in Orange County, California. And if you're new here, you're probably like most people, and you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day reading through charts, reading through articles, and you would love to have a crypto shortcut. Well, that's what we are here at this channel. If you are looking for a crypto shortcut, smash that subscribe button. We're bringing videos to you 5 to 6 times a day with nonstop powerful information. So subscribe and join the team now. All right, so let's go into a little more details on these top stories for the week. Then we're going to jump into the XRP Army article. Then we'll jump into the XRP charts and take a look at what's going to be going on this week. We have a big week ahead. Crazy stuff about to go down in the market. People are talking about the potential bottom of the stock market, potential crypto market. We'll take a look at the Dixie for you as well, the dollar, and see if that thing is finally hitting a peak, because once that thing starts to fall, then we can have a mountain of rush for cryptos and stocks. So breaking: Google's taps Coinbase to bring crypto payments to the cloud service. Starting in early 2023, Coinbase's payment services, Coinbase Commerce, will facilitate crypto payments for consumers purchasing Google's cloud services, thanks to a deal between the two companies. Google will only allow certain crypto assets for payment, including Bitcoin, initially limited to certain participants. The option to pay with crypto will eventually be expanded to other customers. An executive at Google Cloud told CNBC, Google Cloud has taken several other steps toward crypto and blockchain industry involvement in 2022. So the biggest of the big players, Google, is getting on board. Now, we also know Meta, right? Facebook created a metaverse. Not sure if that's going to be NFT derivatives in there or not, but just Google getting on board, Meta getting on board. It's going to wake up the normies out there, the people that don't know about crypto. And by the way, if you're watching this, don't forget, we are crypto evangelists. We are here to help the normies realize what crypto is. Crypto is. We got to spread the word for these people. The more that people jump back into crypto, the more this thing can pump. And then the more that people adopt Web3, the more that Web3 becomes the official future. Banking giant BNY Mellon has entered the crypto custody field, offering certain customers Bitcoin and Ether custody services via a new platform. So now we have Google jumping on board, one of the biggest banks ever, oldest bank, BNY Mellon, right? So you're starting to see these dominoes of those old people that we're talking about, oh, we'll never be involved in crypto. We're not bringing that to our platform, are all of a sudden. And isn't it a coincidence that it's near the bottom of the bear market situation, right? So they're all getting in right before the rally to the top. So the 238-year-old bank will provide bookkeeping for clients' crypto in a similar fashion as it does for traditional assets, while also handling clients' private keys. That's one thing. I understand it, right? Because if not your keys, not your crypto, but some of these people that they handle, some of their people like that give them money, they're not even considering or wanting to ever learn what a crypto key is or anything like that. So that's cool that they're going to actually, basically be the authorized signer for those people. BNY Mellon CEO of Security Services and Digital, Roman Regeland, said, with digital asset custody, we continue our journey of trust and innovation into the evolving digital asset space while embracing leading technology and collaborating with fintechs. And the SEC being a negative Nancy in the news again. SEC rejects WisdomTree's application for a spot Bitcoin ETF again. So SEC is not only coming after XRP, they're also out there regulating lots and lots that's going on in the markets. Following multiple delays, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission has denied WisdomTree's spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund proposal, which the firm filed in January. The SEC cited fears of market manipulation and fraud as the rationale for its decision, which is consistent with its previous rationale for denying spot Bitcoin ETFs. The SEC also denied a spot Bitcoin ETF proposal for WisdomTree back in 2021. So WisdomTree tried in 2021, 2022, 2023 is right around the corner. So obviously they'll be back in the ring with the SEC again soon. PayPal's acceptable use policy was set to change in early November to include a $2,500 fine for any platform users that promote, post, send, or publicize so-called misinformation. Here we go. PayPal has since claimed that the policy provision was added in error. How do you add an error, a new policy to your policy plan? Like, come on, this is freaking ridiculous. PayPal is not fining people for misinformation, and this language was never intended to be inserted into our policy, said PayPal. The fiasco has reignited concerns about centralized platforms among crypto users who view self-custody as an important pillar of self-sovereignty and financial inclusion. So again, going back to what we talked about a second ago, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. Well, not your money in your own pocket, not your money at all. These people could totally take your regular fiat currency that's in PayPal. Let's say that you posted something that they disagree with, whether it's political or scientific or any of those things. And then all of a sudden they just start charging you boop, 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 for every instance. And let's say you had 10 grand in there, you said 4 things negative online, they take all your money and there's nothing you can do about it because it's in their terms of service. Data from DApp Radar revealed that $1.3 billion worth of venture capital flowed into metaverse projects and blockchain games in Q3. A bright spot amid crypto bear market darkness, while venture capital funding for these sectors was down 48% compared to Q2, the Q3 figure was still more than double the amount that was invested in all of 2021. So there is still money because they have to keep pumping money in, right? They built a game and they started probably the beginning of the year, Q1. The game's still being developed, Q2. It's not like they're just gonna sideline, put in shelf the game that they've been building. It doesn't make any sense to do that. So keep on pumping in money, even though it was less than the previous, right? So we'll see what happens Q4. Some of these games are like I'm in telegrams for a lot of these games that are smaller cap games. They're all finished. They're all about to roll out. It's going to be a very, very exciting 2023. Some of these coins are going to be coming back from the dead. It's going to be very exciting to see that. The bull market may be coming here in, a couple of weeks. Lots and lots to follow in the crypto market. So like I said, if you are not subscribed now, make sure you subscribe because we're covering this stuff every single day. We'll keep you up to date. We will be your crypto shortcut. Let's talk about the biggest winners and losers last week. So Bitcoin and ETH, they were here at their high of 19,849, low of 18,342. ETH reached a high of 1,337 and a low of 1,209. The top gainers, though, was Huobi token up 87%, Terra Classic USD. So we talked about this in the video yesterday. So basically, Terra Classic USD, or UST is what it was used to be called. USTC is what it is now, and that's up 63%. Quant up 27%. Quant is absolutely pumping. I have noticed that a lot of XRP Army also loves Quant. Very interesting there. Top altcoin losers, Clayton down 20%, Internet Computer down 15%, and eCash down 14%, respectively. And back to the main article, XRP Army. Here it is. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse outraged over XRP lawsuit and SEC litigation. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse revealed he was outraged with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission over the regulator's continued lawsuit against the crypto company's XRP. In October 15th tweet, Brad Garlinghouse said the SEC had shown no concerns for companies or individuals that its lawsuit against the XRP token would harm. That would be me and you, all of us XRP Army holders, right? And again, none of this is financial advice. By the way, I am not a financial advisor. Do not take any of this information in this video as financial advice. This is just financial entertainment. So do not buy or sell anything because we talk about it on this channel. According to Garlinghouse, the Gary Gensler-led commission's pursuit of a policy objective is not about a faithful allegiance to the law. Instead, it's about power. And here you can see a tweet from House of XRP. I like how he uses profanity more and more when describing his feelings and others regarding the SEC lawsuit. That's in regards to a retweet. And Brad Garlinghouse says here now, my outrage has grown as the litigation has unfolded. There is no recourse. There is no consequence to those that brought this lawsuit. The SEC's pursuit of a policy objective isn't about a faithful allegiance to the law. It's about power. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse continued that the SEC would face no consequences for this lawsuit. And he added that the commission has clearly forgotten that the government works for the people. Going on and saying, we should all be outraged. Garlinghouse made this statement in response to a tweet from a user who noted that Ripple CEO was increasingly using profanity in his discussion about the SEC's lawsuit. And it's starting to boil over, right? I mean, he spent hundreds of millions of dollars. Profanity would be kind of normal, in my opinion, as well. In response, he said his outrage has been growing as the litigation proceeds. And that also makes sense because they continue to win. Ripple, the company, continues to win little piece after little piece after little piece after little piece in this case, but the SEC keeps on delaying it, denying the truth, lying about things, and not being true to the actual case itself. They're just continuing to, as he says, legislate through power. In a widely circulated online video, Garlinghouse pointed out that no one outside of America cares about this lawsuit. According to him, every other country where Ripple is doing business already has an established principle on digital assets. And this is really cool too, speaking of this right here, because I get a lot of people down in the comments section when we're talking about XRP and talking about the United States lawsuit. They get all hissy-fissy down there. They start huffing and puffing about, oh man, America's not the only country in the world. And I do understand that, but this is important to Ripple as a whole, as an entire worldwide situation. If the SEC wins this case against Ripple, which it won't, but if it does, well, that's a problem for XRP digital currency as a whole, period. Because if the American whole situation, the American country is not allowed to use this, it's not a proper situation for us to use here in the US, that has a massive trickle-down effect around the world, whether you think it or not. And that goes back to the Dixie, the dollar. This is what every currency is based off of. Literally all of the major pairs in Forex, it's called majors, the Forex majors, is paired against the dollar. So you may be thinking, oh, the United States doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, it does. And that's why we continue to cover this information for all of you. And here is that tweet right here. Most people outside the United States don't really care about the SEC is suing us. Brad Garlinghouse said that at DC FinTech. No one gives a shit. And that was in the big meeting that he had at that conference. Last week, the Ripple CEO said he anticipates the lawsuit ending during the first half of next year. And the case between both parties is currently in the summary judgment phase. And by the way, for all of you international fans out there, all of you international viewers, we love you to the max. We just want this whole thing to be gone. We here in the US absolutely hate that our government is corrupt and they're always trying to take people down no matter what. They always want to stay in power, and they want to use that power against us. And it also is against you international viewers as well, because it's the whole entire industry of crypto that rides on this right here. Trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in this exchange run through the US. All right, so let's jump over here now to the charts. Let's look at the Dixie. This is what I'm really paying attention to the most. Looking here at the weekly charts, price continues to roll. And as you can see here, RSI just trading sideways in the overbought territory. I mean, we first reached and tapped overbought territory all the way back December of 2021, had this crazy pullback right here, right? So we had this pullback right here, and that was this one here. And that's when it really lifted off. And ever since then, it tapped it right here, oversold. This was in March of 2022, came a little pullback again, and then it ran all the way up to 81. 70 is usually where you would consider start, okay, something might start coming back down. Well, it came back down a little, pumped again. And remember, these are on weekly charts, so these are weekly candles. And it's been basically hovering right here at this overbought territory this entire time. So literally all the way back from up here, and then this whole rise has been in the overbought territory where typically you would expect some sort of retracement. You can also see here in our Nadaria Watson envelope indicator, when this pops out and closes a candle above the dotted line, it gives you a flash sell signal. So there was a flash sell signal here. This was a down candle. There was a flash sale signal here. This one could have even been one as well. And then finally this week, there's a down move a little bit so far. So it's really wild what's going on over there. Let's also look at the monthly charts. So, I mean, geez almighty, come on, guys. Look at this. This is freaking stupid, right? So price comes down all the way down into like literally almost hits oversold territory on the Dixie. This was all the way back January 2021. Literally, that's the bottom candle, right? It's a double bottom because there's a bottom here, comes back down, taps that same zone, takes off, boom. It even had another W double bottom here, right? Takes off on the monthly charts. We have been in the overbought territory all the way over here since April of 2022. And we are also outside of the volatility band here, which is just absolutely crazy. I mean, this is wild and crazy. Now, the one thing that I'm always looking for is a divergence of some kind, right? So last time we had a bearish divergence was this candle. They had a nice little pullback there. We have not had a bearish divergence in a very long time. There's another bearish divergence here, right here, boom, pullback happened. The only problem is if we have a bearish divergence, price has to run again. Price has to absolutely run to the upside. This monthly candle right here, it currently has 14 days and 22 hours left, but we would have to have a little bit of a pullback, and then we would have a price increase again while the RSI doesn't make a new high. So that's what we're looking for there. Let's take a look at the daily again. The daily had a hidden bullish divergence right here, and then it has been rallying ever since. It's getting weaker now. It is definitely getting weaker, but it's not showing us any sort of divergence, unfortunately, on the daily charts. So jumping over here to XRP, and we take a look at what's going on. We did have a bearish divergence occur. In fact, let's go ahead and get rid of Nadaria Watson. Let's pull on divergence for mini indicators. And this is where you see we had an RSI and a money flow indicator, bearish divergence kick in for XRP. And then, so since then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days that we've continued to make a slower drop. Now, you'll also notice that the new daily candle has just opened. We have 22 hours, 49 minutes. When you're watching this video, it'll obviously be less, but this new candle is starting to break below the 21 exponential moving average. That is a little bit bearish there, guys. If we look here at our 4-hour, we've been pretty bearish, actually. So we even had a pullback, a new lower high has been created, and now we're starting to pull down. We'll see what happens. Does price actually come down and break this previous low? If it breaks this low here and becomes lower, then we have a new lower low as well. So we do definitely have a lower high Do we get a new lower low? That would give us a situation where we would have new market structure, and that would be bearish market structure. So we're keeping a very close eye on this for sure. As we move back to the daily time frame, like we talked about, we had that bearish divergence, but you know what we don't have? We don't have a bullish or bearish divergence on our RSI. As you can see down here, like on our RSI. On this indicator, it did happen, but this indicator, it didn't really flash. You can see what happened when the bullish divergence happened for XRP, which was back on September 6th of 2022. It had that nice little move start, and then it came back down, retapped that zone, and then boom, it just has been nothing but net to the upside for quite a while now. Very exciting to watch. As we take a look here on the weekly charts, the weekly charts did run all the way up. It ran exactly into our 50 exponential moving average, rejected, ran up, tested it a second time, and then last week rejected, and the new weekly candle has just started. We have 6 days, 23 hours left now. Is it going to come back down, test the 21 exponential moving average, and then continue its move up? We will find out. The one thing that I'm watching for, and if you're a frequent viewer of the channel and you've watched my segment before, the one thing that I always like to check is these fair value gaps. And on the weekly chart, we've been watching this one for quite some time. There is a fair value gap that fills in from this wick to this wick, and that gives us 41 cents with a downside of 39, basically 40 cents, right? Also, our RSI, it did bust outside on our weekly, outside of our volatility band. It has broken back inside the volatility band. The one thing it has not done yet, though, it has not broken this line right here. So this is our main green line. Okay, that's our moving average, the fast moving average. This is our slow moving average. It's a red line. You can't really see it because of the background. But if it crosses there, that will be bearish, like you saw here, right? So when the green crosses that red line, it fills in the background red. And last time we had that cross from up high, we had a pretty significant drop. We also had a little blip right here for 2 weeks, nothing major, had a small pullback. But other than that, XRP has been rallying, and it's been doing a very, very good job. We're very excited to see this. Price has a lot of room to go, but it does sometimes, right? So price doesn't go up in a straight line unless you're the dollar, which is freaking nuts, dude. Like, that is crazy right there. Absolutely crazy. But usually price, like even on the downward, it had a pull back up, right? So now we're moving up. We're having our small pullback down. We'll see right here. Does it test the 21-week exponential moving average, or does it come clear this fair value gap and move up? Personally, what I want to have happen, I want to clear this fair value gap. I want to clear it now. Get it out of the way, because look at this, guys. Last time we had a fair value gap down here, it was created on this candle. That candle was all the way back from January of 2021. Did you really think price was coming back to prices from January 2021? Probably not. Well, it did. You know why? Because there was a fair value gap that needed to be filled. In fact, if we take a look at other coins as well, we have Ethereum fair value gaps, tons to the downside. Very crazy, but there's a really large one that falls exactly into one of our potential zones here of price, 822, okay? Let's look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin has a lot of them to the downside, just like Ethereum did. Lots of little baby ones, though, like micro fair value gaps. But you know what? Is it possible they come and clear out all the way to 7,500? Hey, you never know. I mean, reality is there's some down here at 1,500. I don't see those ever hitting unless we have like some sort of great reset, the great reset that they're trying to play on us. Do they literally great reset cryptos? Who knows? We're going to keep watching that. And then we'll even take a look here at Shiba Inu. Now, the interesting thing about Shiba Inu is just like what I was talking about with, in fact, let's clear all this out because that's a lot of stuff. Okay. So it's just like we were talking about with XRP, how there was a small little fair value gap that needed to be filled. Check this one out here, guys. So if you take this right here, the wick comes all the way down to here, right? And clears out the fair value gap that was this whole gap. It just came and tapped a little bit of it. So there's still a little tiny bit of that one left. But you'll also notice how some of them have this white line. That's the 50% level of the fair value gap. So this one did get filled all the way to the 50% level, and then it took off to the upside. But you know what? There is potential of downside move. That just happened last week. If we look at the daily candles, that happened on October 13th of 2022. So, and if you're looking at the daily candles, you can also see, we've actually been talking about this fair value gap because when it exploded, everyone got freaking mad hyped about the Shiba Inu. Oh, it's going off again, right? That was back June 21st. But I kept warning people like, hey, man, it went too fast. When price goes up too fast, it comes down fast as well. So we'll see what happens. Does price continue to trickle down over time? Are we going to see a market bottom? We can go and check out over here real quick, the S&P 500. There we go. Look at S&P 500. It does have a fair value gap right down here. It's hovering right now on our 1100 exponential moving average long-term trend chart there. That's also looking bearish. It's got a little bit of a pump to the upside. Our signal here, market cipher, is giving us this is a fake whale manipulation move here. So we may not, we may see some more downside to that there. Let's look at the NAS. The NAS is also getting the yellow X. Let's look at US 30. And all of this is important. I know some of you guys are only into crypto. I was only into crypto for a very long time until I started to find out the correlations. You can actually, if you watch like the US 30, they all move in lockstep. US 30, German 30, NASDAQ, and also S&P 500. Here's German 30, similar, right? And then US 30. Okay, they all do the same thing. But if you watch these moves, you'll see what's going to happen. They actually happen a little before the crypto moves. So we'll take a look here. You can see they're similar as to what's going on with Bitcoin. You can see it's similar to what's going on with Ethereum. So very interesting stuff on those things there. So going back to XRP though. So XRP on the daily, there is a fair value gap all the way down here at 27 cents as well. Now, the one that I found is the most reliable fair value gap that gets filled is the 4-hour fair value gap. And so you can see we have a 4-hour fair value gap right here. It did come and wick that a couple of hours ago. It didn't quite reach the 50% level of that gap though. So there's still more room to the downside on that. And then you can also see we do have our 1100 exponential moving average that it could come and tap off of there as well, 46 cents. Now let's go ahead and clear all the indicators and all of the lines. Let's do our supply and demand. So our 4-hour supply and demands are going to be as follows. We're going to go ahead and get our box here. It's the last candle before the next color. So the last blue candle before the white candles here. So that would be the down candle. You can see right now that is our support level for XRP. It's acting there. Now it has broken into it. So like I said, 8 hours ago, it tapped it. 4 hours ago, it tapped it. Now this 4-hour candle is trying to penetrate as well. Does it get all the way down into the bottom level? In fact, let's look at the 1 hours here. Heikinashi 1 hour, and it gives us a more precise area because this area is so big, from 47 cents to 44 cents. Now we get this candle and we get this on, we're going to color it in blue because that's what we do for the 1 hours. So now you have your larger 4-hour support zone, and that is currently sitting right here at 47,398. If it breaks and starts to fall into this, we could see it rally down to 45 cents and then hold in this zone, the 45-cent zone. If it breaks below there, then we get to the bottom of the 4-hour, 44 cents. That's to the downside. Now to the upside on the 4-hour charts, there's a lot of interference on the way up here. It's going to be a battle to the upside. We have this one here and also this one here. Well, this one engulfs that previous one, so we'll just use that one for now. Color this in red also. This is our upside move on the 4-hour. That's that 48 cents to 49 cents. And then after it breaks above there, then we'll be trying to cover this candle, which goes all the way up to 51 cents. And then after you break that one, we go up to here. That's that 52 cents, 53 cents as well. So those are your upside downside targets for XRP. So jot those down. Again, not financial advice. It's just using the tools on TradingView. I hope that helped. Hey, speaking of using some tools, what if you could make some side money? We have some tools that we would like to share with you. Go to bullrunnersclub.com, bullrunnersclub.com, or check this out right here.